Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on which part of the world you're seeing my video from. Welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum, where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. Today we are looking at the classification of the Igbo language, and we are going to specifically be considering the over 30 dialects of the Igbo language. If this is your first time of coming across our video, you just have to do us a favor by clicking the subscribe button, share this video, and leave a comment under so that we can read it out. If you have a question, you can also ask. If you also feel there's something we said wrongly that you will need to correct, Biko, inform us and we will do the needful. The Igbo language is classified with the Volta branch of the Niger-Congo language family, because every language is classified, all right? The Igbo language is classified under the Niger-Volta branch of the Niger-Congo language family. As a tonal language with extensive dialectical variations, the Igbo language is tonal. You can mention one word, the same spelling with different pronunciations, and they have different meanings. So the word will be polysemous depending on how it is pronounced. This makes the Igbo language tonal. Examples abound in aqua, 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 and aqua, all meaning aqua, egg, aqua, cry, aqua, bed, aqua, cloth. You can see today I'm also wearing my Ndị Na-asụ Bịa Socio-Cultural Organization t-shirt. I'm a member of an organization called Ndị Na-asụ Bịa Socio-Cultural Organization, and what we do is to revive, rekindle interest of our people in the Igbo language. What we do is to promote the Igbo language and also to unify all Igbo speaking people who use the common word in Igbo called Bia. As long as you speak Bia, Noa, and all other Igbo words, it's not every Igbo person that says Bia, but it is the most commonly used Igbo word among different languages. So as long as you speak Bia, we will reach out to the community and find out their historical origins. As we said, language is the most stubborn aspect of culture. It doesn't fade. It is also the easiest teller of cultural identity. If I want to know where you are from or where you hail from, I just have to listen to your language. Asụsụ ya asụ ga-agwa m obodo isi wee bịa. Ya ka m ji akpọ mkpu na aba mba na-agwa ụmụ anyị ma ndị n'obodo oyibo ma ndị nọ na Nigeria bụ na ya nọ na gbaa mbọ kaba arụ hụ na ụmụ ya asụ asụsụ Igbo, maka na asụsụ ya asụ kwa eji amala ife onye na-eme ka ekwe ji akpọ ya, nye ọbụla ya eme ka ekwe ji akpọ ya, nye eme kwa eji amala asụsụ ya asụ ka mmadụ ga-eji mala obodo isi wee bịa. Okay, so as a tonal language with extensive dialectical variations, it is part of the Igboid subgroup, predominantly spoken in southeastern Nigeria. It is closely related to languages like Igala, Idoma, and Edo. So these three languages are closely related. Why it is related to the Edo language is very, very simple. Before Edo, when there was Idu Igodomigodo, led by Ndi Ogiso, there were Igbo-speaking people who were aborigines of that region, of that particular kingdom called Anidu, spanning from the Eka regions down to the western parts of Nigeria, which we now call Yoruba land. Anidu is the buffer, was the boundary between mainstream, not mainstream, this part of Igbo land, that is the western part of Igbo land, and the western part of Nigeria, which we call Yoruba people. Good morning, my brother James, and good morning, Emeka. Thank you so much. So The Igbo language is closely related to Edo language and also Igala, because the Igala people and the Igbo people have fairly the same ancestry. Some versions will tell you that Igala is a son, one of the sons of Eri, and then he migrated that way, while them will be claiming too that the Igbos migrated from them, but that's not the cause of this particular discourse. Key aspects of this classification of Igbo language is this. Family. The family of the language is Niger Congo, Atlantic Congo. So you will find people in Congo using some of the words that we use in Igbo language. Niger Congo, Atlantic Congo, Volta Congo, and then Igboid before you find Igbo. Do you understand? Languages are first Igboid. They begin to sound Igbo, relate with Igbo, before you now get the final one, Igbo. This Igbo, depending on who is writing it, can be IGBO, IBO, EBO, HEEBO. Whichever way it is written, just know it means the same thing, depending on who is writing it. I've heard people arguing on social media recently because of an interview that one of our brothers conducted in Ogwashuku, where a woman in the market said she is Igbo, IBO, not Igbo, IGBO. She's saying so because most of the colonial documents that were written by the Europeans spelled Igbo as IBO. Some even went as far as speculating that the language was given to us by, who did they say? Is it Ajayi Crowder or Iwene Tansi? I don't know who they said gave us the language. That is a Yoruba person that gave us the name. And I laughed. It's no more than 200 years old. Very, very funny. That's when ignorance begins to talk. There are prominent communities in Igbo land, both in the western part of Igbo land and the eastern part of Igbo land, even in my hometown, that are bearing Igbo in them. For instance, we have a place called Obu-Igbo, and it's an Aboriginal community in my hometown. And it is said that the founder of that settlement, whose name is described as Ikem, is from Nri, and he was a metal worker. In fact, all his descendants are metal workers. Their title and their greeting, Ndi Ojo, those who earn by the spoils of battle, those who live by spoils of battle, signals their work. Their work is as metal workers, even unto this day. So, the dialects of Igbo. Igbo has over 30 dialects, generally categorized into 5 clusters. The northern, which we call Wawa. The southern, which we call the Owerri group. The western, which we call Anioma. The eastern, which is the Cross River, and then the Riverian. It is interesting to know these classifications because we are going to be looking at specifically at the Riverian, which is the Rivers State area. Some of these people think because their dialect differs that they are less Igbo or that they are not even Igbo at all. But the aim of this video is to clarify to them that regardless of the subgroup of the Igbo language that they speak, that they are Igbo. Okay? So, the standardization of this language happened. And maybe that is the one they are saying that they gave us a language. Modern Standard Igbo is a literary form heavily based on the Owerri Onitsha dialects. So, most of the people who are from Onitsha and close to Owerri, when they speak, theirs is Igbo Izugbe. When I say Afia, some people say Avia, some say Ashia. The Standard Igbo says Ahia. It means market. When I say Ani, some say Ana, some say Ale. The Standard Igbo says Ani, meaning land. So the aim of this standardization is to enable us have a uniformity when we write in our language. It is also the same with English. Okay? That is why even people who are from England, who are English people, go to school to learn English before they can speak the standard one of English language. The key linguistic traits of the Igbo language is this. It is a tone language. I have said this before. Typically high and low tones. We even have mid-tones. And it is often referred to as a lower tone language or a lower Niger language. That is, Igbo na-asụ n'onu dị iche iche. Ihe ọbụla anyị na-asụ ịchọ ide ya ide ya were akara olu wee dee ya. Ọ bụrụ ihe a na-ekwu na-eti mkpu, itinye ya n'olu ike, rising tone, or onu ala, falling tone. That is the classification of the Igbo language. So we are going to go into the subgrouping of the language, which is very, very important that we do. The subgrouping of the language is this way. One, we have Igbo, which is the centralized one we just talked about. The Igbo language is centralized. They call that one standard Igbo. That is when you're going to write. That is the one that is expected of you. When you are writing in standard Igbo and you're going to write Afia, you write Ahia, A-H-I-A. But if it's in my dialect, you would have just said Afia. If it's in Ogwash, you would just say Ashia. If it's in some Mbise or thereabout, you say Avia. So, I think Mbise says Ahia because there's a place they call Ahiara. Okay. Then we have the Ekpeye group. These are in the riverian areas under our classification. The Ekpeye group, the Eka group, the Ikwere group, the Oba group, and then the Okwani, Abo, Ndoni regions. It is very, very shocking that these regions I just mentioned are the ones who try to say that they are not Igbo anymore. Perhaps because they speak a different version of the language, they think they are less. They are in any way less Igbo. They are not less Igbo. And no part of Igbo is more Igbo than the other. For instance, the one we are looking at today is the Ikwere people. The Ikwere aspect of the Igbo language is what we are considering today, because if you ask an Ikwere person, I even posted a video last night concerning this. If you ask an Ikwere person, where are you from? They will say they are from Benin. They are not Igbo. Similar thing in Oba, Ebema, and then some parts of Ndoni. They will say they are not Igbo. Why they say this is simply because they did not migrate immediately from the homeland of the East. Perhaps they were among the group that went to Anidu, lived there for a long time, and then they are returning Igbos. Like I usually say, Igbo, Mbaya buru na Ayidu na Oba Asuru, Ikare Gawa Kogi or Lagos. We have no such traces of people who ran towards Kogi. Just few Igbo people there. But they are not even claiming Benin ancestry. They are claiming Igbo ancestry. Okay? So, under this Ikwere, we have Akpo, Mutolu, Alo, Apani, Ebenda, Elele, Emoha, Eba, Igruta, Ipo, Ishiokpo, Ndele, Obio, Ibakri, Omagwa, Omerelu, Rumuji, Ubima, and Omudioga. These are the Ikwere communities that speak Igbo. But to them, if you ask them their origin, they are certainly going to tell you for certain that they are from Benin. They are not from Benin. They are from Anidu. They are from Anidu. And in Anidu, there were Igbo-speaking people there. Clearly Igbo-speaking people. I'm looking for a sample of Ikwere River's Bible extract for us to play. Let me play this one. I think this is from Ikwere.
Obela mbiowu numbom nelugu kezuha mini kezu masroha Numbum Uma Salam no Biakuke, and the Biakuka Bali. Uma Salam Numbum, Lele Oyikebado, Owereman. No PM, Osuma Simburu, Oyiru, or
This is an Ikwere person talking, and he is calling God Chukwokike. Let me play an Ika. I'm playing Ika.
Oge ahụ gafe ni anyị so Canadian idol bi anyị efe mmụọ anyị atụ egwu ihe dị iche iche anyị yi ndị nwụrụ mgbaye anyị yi ụgbọgwụ dị iche iche ihe ndị we na-enye mme ọ napụ anyị ikwe mụ na ọnwụ
mba uwele ọ napụ na ya
omenala anyị eweghị ndọkwama ime obi anyị
mba anyị amaka anyị dewe udo na ndokwa
udo na ndokwa wụ ihe agha eke oslogbo abịa kika na nwụna oslogbo ya agwanye okwu ọrịa ahịa anyị si anyị some
oge nri ga-efe mmụọ anyị akpa efe oslogbo anyị arịa si oslogbo oge
this one nice Okwani. The one I played was Ika. This is Okwani. This is an Ika person talking.
Ebe mmeso Jesu cherimo bagharimo ebe mmeso Jesu cherimo bagharimo nọ n'ụzọ nkụ cherimo Jesu cherimo bagharimo ebe nọ n'ụzọ mmiri cherimo Jesu cherimo bagharimo ebe nọ n'ụzọ nkụ cherimo Jesu cherimo bagharimo mmiri manim n'ebe mmeso Jesu.
I hope as an Igbo person you understand the song. This is an Ika song, an Okwane song.
Jesu cherimo baharimo ndị n'ụzọ nkụ cherimo Jesu cherimo baharimo benọ n'ụzọ afịa cherimo bido na-agwa Chukwu sọ bụ ekwensu shisa na abụbọ ọgwa na-asị ya ata ya bụ mkpụrụ ishishi na-ata Chukwu amariwo sha ọbụna na-agwa Eve ọsọ okwu na bụ ekwensu shiri na-abịa ebe ka Chukwu ji na-ebo ya bụ abụbọ ọnụ shi na-afụ koshi na-adị Chukwu fụ na Adam na Eve nwunye ha n'anya ebe ka Chukwu nọ na-ekwe.
Now I'm going to play Enuani, which is my own language. This is Enuani. Easy and Eza.
My email. All of Jesus Christ banyere wofta install like Queens. Abrola anyị ka ụzọ lele anyị shemesh. Anyị kwerele Jesus nweke. Oya le wof mesh anyị lele. Nteko no. Chineke le wof iwu ya like anyị not. Jesus Christ.
Having played all these notes of the Igbo language for you from different dialects, there are about 30 different dialects of the Igbo language, even sub-dialects of dialects. You will believe with me and agree with me that the Igbo language is versatile, diverse, and very, very complete. So, speaking one of these dialects does not in any way reduce your Igbo-ness. It in fact enhances it. The Igbo language is very diverse, so the aspect of it that you speak doesn't make you inferior or superior to the other. The fact that the Igbo Izugbe was chosen from a little bit of the Owerri version and the Anambra and Onitsha version is because of convenience. Some other words you can find them in the Igbo language. The Igbo language is very versatile. What I'm treating today is the origins of the Ikwere people. We have established here, and even according to historians, we have read works of Professor Angolo Onwejog, one of the most renowned historians from Africa. And then we've read the works of Professor Adiele Afibo. All these people have documented history to prove that there were Proto-Igbo people in Anidu, the place now called Benin. So when an Ikwere man says he came from Benin, don't even argue with them. It is very difficult to change such migration history. It is ingrained in people and it is passed down from generation to generation. The fact that they left from Anidu doesn't make them Benin people at all. Because till today, as I speak with you, there are Igbo speaking people in Benin. All right? That is not controverted at all. It is true. Even from my hometown, there are people from my hometown who are in Benin, who settled in Benin over 600, 700 years ago. And we know the families. They still come to pay homage in my hometown. So Benin, the place you now know as Benin, was Anidu. And we usually say Idu nwe Oba. We don't have Oba. Ndi Idu nwe Oba. We don't have Oba. So when that Oba came, Oba means like light has come. So they call him Oba. Oba is not the original title. The title was Ogiso. They usually have Ogiso, representatives of different groups, like a council of chiefs. Until Oramiyan came with war, destroyed everywhere, fought, and there was Ayidu Noba. People ran away. The remnants are still there. The remnants of Ndi Igbo in Anidu are still there today. They are the people you can call a banker. Last year, the Oba of Benin dissolved the Edo State government dissolved the Edo State Traditional Rulers Council, citing that there are people bearing the title of kings who are not supposed to be king, that he is the only king in Benin. Everybody should come and pay homage to him or lose their throne. 6 kings from this Igbo-speaking part refused to pay homage. As I speak with you, their salaries have been stopped. Because as a traditional ruler, they are paid salary. But they still refused, that they are not Bini people. In fact, in the council of Bini chiefs, they still call them Ovibo, meaning Onibo. So what is now the need of them changing their ancestry? They refuse. They are Eka Igbo people. So what I'm bringing out by this is, if during Ayidu Noba, an Igbo-speaking group leaves, for instance, the movement of Akalaka is in the case study now because he's the one who moved with Okiki to go and found the place you now called Elele, Ahoda, that is the Ekpeye people, Elele people, and the place, yes, Ochi, some say it's Ochichi, to go and found the place you now call Oba, Ekpeye, Elele people. So these are Igbo people, whether they came from Benin or they came all the way from even Ife. My own ancestors came all the way down from Ife, and they are Igbo people. How did I know they are Igbo people? Their names, their language. Aspects of a language are generic. You cannot change them. What are those aspects? Body parts. The basic thing that people are taught in language is body parts. I cannot, after calling this Anya, I say there's a name we also call it. There's usually no second name. Anya is Anya everywhere in Igbo land. It's Anya, it's Enya, whatever way it is twisted, it is still sounding that way as Anya. So body parts like Anya, Imi, Ono, Eze, Ile, Isi, Ubu, Aka, Oku, all of them, those generic words are the same in Ikwere language, telling you one thing, that this is an Igbo language. It was not adapted. For instance, they were not speaking Igbo. They would have had a basic name for these body parts. They are the first things children learn in language. They would have had a different name entirely for it. Then when later they start speaking this Igbo, they will be saying, our ancestors used to call Anya, Inke. Now it's now Anya. But there was never a different name. It has always been Anya, Imi, Ono, Eze, Aba, Ubu, Obi, Afo, everything that is in the body. Those are the generic language words that are difficult to change. And like I said in my video that I posted yesterday, just find the video and watch. Language is the most stubborn aspect of culture. It rarely ever changes. It adapts. So they'll say language, yeah, you can adopt a language, We know the words we borrowed. We know the words that are generically Igbo. Some words are borrowed. There are words in our diction today that were not originally ours. Words like Iyasele to mean a prime minister. Ours is unknown. That is why even when that word was borrowed into my community's diction, when we see an Iyase title holder, we greet him Onowu. Onowu is his title. Iyase, Onowu is his greeting. Iyase is his title. Whereas as you go deeper in Igbo land, you will see the Onowu bearing the title Onowu and the greeting Onowu. So that is just it. The Igbo language is diverse, not different. It is very, very diverse. It is, in fact, one of the most versatile languages I have ever seen because it's very complete. There are things I can express in my language as very thorough as I am, and with friends who are linguistic experts. Most of the people who edit my works, because I have books that I'm going to publish certainly this year, most of the people who edit my works are professors of linguistics. And the good thing is that they are from my hometown. There are some things they have failed to translate into English because no matter how hard you try, you will lose its meaning. Please, if you're just seeing this video and this is your first time of being with us on Enuani Cultural Forum, I'm pleading with you to please double tap on the video to give it thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel as well, you can do so. This is a Saturday morning. I would like you to give me as many subscriptions from this video as you can. We're analyzing the Ikwere migration origin. One man left Anidu, probably the Igbo speaking part of Anidu. It wasn't only him that left. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to all the people who have double tapped to give this video thumbs up. It will help you to rank better on the algorithm. Please double tap on the video to give it thumbs up. Akalaka or Akalaka, meaning destiny, was not the only one that left Anidu. When he left, Ezechima left as well. So the migration of Akalaka was not the only. The people today that we call Ndio Lukumi also left. They are Yoruba. So this tells you something. A group left Anidu, a Yoruba speaking group, and they still speak that Yoruba till today. They are in Enuani. Although they have been assimilated now as Igbo community, they now speak a version of Igbo, but that Yoruba generic word that I told you did not leave them. They still speak their Yoruba, despite the number of years they have stayed in our midst. So we now call them Ndio Lukumi. Olukumi is the name they call us. We will call them Ndio Kwanzo. They call us Ndio Lukumi. Olukumi means my friends, the ones who harbored me. Were the ones who gave them shelter when they came. They are in Anyocha North local government. More than 11 communities that are Yoruba speaking. They are of Yoruba origin as well. But they have now assimilated as Igbo. They speak a version of Igbo language. In fact, their kings are called Oloza. They are calling them Obio, but they have a Yoruba name as well for their kings. So assuming at all that the Ikwere people are from Benin, they will not have Eze. They will be having Oba. That is for a start. Then their language will have elements of Benin in it, not elements of Igbo. Migration of these people that I said who are Olukumi did not change their language. Them living with us did not also change their language. Even if language changes, I told you language is very stubborn. It takes a long time. How do I say this? Okay, let me give you a very clear example. You are a Nigerian. If you are a Nigerian and you have lived in this country for 30 years, you will understand what I'm saying. What we call NEPA today, the name has changed for more than 20 years. We are still calling it NEPA. Remember, it was Obasanjo that privatized it, called it PHCN, Power Holding Company of Nigeria. They later dismantled. Is now me, I'm under BEDC. And some people in the East are under EEDC. We don't call them those names. So they are still called NEPA, which is their first name. That is one thing to tell you about language. It doesn't change. These communities that I'm calling in the Okonzo, they have a name. There is Ubodu, Uboba, Okonzo as a community. There are so many of them. Idumogo, there are so many of them. But we still call them Ndi Okonzo. Why they call us like a nickname, Ndi Olukumi. We now still call them back Ndi Olukumi as well. So they are Ndi Olukumi or Ndi Okonzo. But they don't like being called Ndi Okonzo. It means people with leg of white chalk because the area has white chalk in it. So we still call NEPA, thank you so much, James. We still call it NEPA because that is the name we knew it with. Despite how many times. Thank you. Yes, even when they bless Kolanut, they will just bring out Kolanut and say, because now they learned Kolanut from us. It's our own. We're the ones who bless Kolanut and do all kinds of laws and rituals concerning Kolanut. They don't. But now they have adapted that culture. They'll bring out Kolanut. Oruko Jesu. They'll just start talking in their Yoruba tone. Because they are Yoruba by origin. You cannot claim to be Bini by origin and you're speaking Igbo. You are Igbo. You say you are not from Igbo. I understand that perfectly. Okwani people will also say the same, that they are not from Igbo. I understand. You are not from Igbo. You are Igbo. You are Igbo. You are not supposed to come from. You are. Whether you live there, went far, came back, you are still that thing. I can play different voices from different. I'm so sorry, my microphone went off, so I needed to replace it. I said I was playing a tone. I'm so sorry, like I said, my microphone went off, so I needed to replace it. The person I played his clip is from Oberland, and he was praying and saying, Jesus. Ebeke means blood. In all this Anyocha north side, here's the Chima people. They don't call blood Obara. We will call it Obala. Or me, they call it Ebeke. So for Oba people to be calling blood Ebeke as well, you should know where they are from. Oh my God. I don't know how to describe this for people, but these things are generic. Like for humans, you always see blood. So there's a name for it that can hardly ever change. Those people call blood Edeke. And they also claim that they are from Benin as well. I hope you know this. Those Umu Ezechima are claiming to be from Benin. Being from Benin is not the issue. Are you a Benin person? No. Okay? all my children were born in Asaba. They can't now say they are Asaba people. They are not. If I decide tomorrow to return to my hometown with them, they will not come to my hometown and start saying, we, the Asaba people. You are not an Asaba person. That's simply what happened with this Ikwere migration. And for these people who still bear Igbo names, speak Igbo language, practice Igbo culture, because the Ikwere people, after the language, then look at their cultural institutions. They never had kingship systems that is centralized. What they had was leadership centered on the youth, the elders, just simply the way we do it, gerontocracy in Igbo land, the Okpalaship system. The same thing in Okwani. It is the Okpala that leads the communities. Today you have the Okpaloku. They will go and give the Okpaloku staff of office as a king. Before a few years, he will die because they are usually in their 80s, 90s. In fact, 90s, you hardly see 80s, unless it's 89. So these are purely Igbo-speaking communities that are of Igbo origin, but are on a recoil migration. Okay, Ikwere call blood. They call it blood. Wonderful. That's English now. Okay, so we call it Obalatu in my hometown, or me, M-I-I. Oba people call it here Edeke. And Edeke is what my neighbors in Anyocha North call it. I'm from Anyocha South. So these things are Igbo dialects. If somebody speaks differently from the way we speak, it doesn't mean the person is different. We are just unique. We are just unique people. And that is the diversity of the Igbo language. The Igbo language is very, very diverse. Very, very diverse. And that is why it is grouped. That is why it is grouped into different areas, different sections, so that people can learn it. The dialect clusters are also different. We have the Niger Igbo, areas near the river Niger. That's the Niger Igbo. Areas that are near the river Niger, they speak a different version of Igbo language. Inland Igbo, which includes Onitsha, Awka, Agwata. Inland East Igbo focuses on central areas. Wawa focuses on, it is characterized by specific, distinct phonological features. Riverine Igbos are coastal areas, often in the known for their specific nasalizations. Our own language, my own, is nasalized. If you hear somebody from my place talking, you will say that no, Suteni, they are speaking through their nose. Biabin, Bonami, Kinkeku, it sounds that way. Unless for people who have been able to overcome it, but it is an accent that is with us. When somebody says Ife, I say Nye to mean something. Nye, some will say Ife, Ihe, we will say Nye. So this is the diversity of the Igbo language that I wanted us to discuss today. If this is your first time of coming across our video, please give us a subscribe. Be a subscriber. Be a subscriber to our channel. Help this channel to grow. It's so nice spending this 40 minutes, nearly 40 minutes with you. I've had fun doing this. I'm going to go offline. So that is why I'm taking this time to say thank you for being a part of this broadcast. Please share this video to your audience. Invite as many people as you can to come and watch. Do have a very pleasant Saturday morning and do have a very productive day. Thank you so much, everyone. Ike Chukwu, thank you. Emeka, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Ogo Chukwu Charles, 60 Men TV 27. Thank you for all your contributions here. There are too numerous to mention. Thank you. James, thank you so much, James. Mbo is a king. Thank you, kings. Monday morning. Thank you, Monday. And do have a very wonderful day, everyone. God bless you.